Call the November 25th, 2024 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council to order and ask you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Norma.
Councilmember Tom Bagnell.
Present.
Councilmember Audrey Saavedra.
Here.
Councilmember Steve Hudson.
Here.
Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry.
Here.
Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta. Here. And Councilmember Eric Daniels.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Norma. The presentations of proclamation number 3 is November 30th, 2024, Small Business Saturday. We're celebrating its 15th year. On November 30th, 2024, Small Business Saturday, founded and proudly backed by American Express, has illuminated the significance of supporting small, independently owned businesses across the country. Falling between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it's a day dedicated to supporting the local small businesses that help create jobs, boost the economy, and keep the communities thriving across the country. It creates goodwill within the communities. I'm going to go ahead and, you've done a proclamation here. So I'm going to read the proclamation. Small Business Saturday, November 30th, 2024. Whereas the government of Coolidge, Arizona celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community, and whereas, according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 34.7 million small businesses in the United States. Small businesses represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees. Small businesses are responsible for 61.1% of net new jobs created since 1995, and small businesses employ 45.9% of the employees in the private sector in the United States. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent at a small business in the U.S. stays in the local community, and every dollar spent at small businesses creates an additional 48 cents in local business activity as a result of employees and local businesses purchasing local goods and services. And whereas 59% of the U.S. consumers aware of Small Business Saturday shopped or ate at a small, independently owned retailer or restaurant on Small Business Saturday 2023. And whereas Coolidge, Arizona supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I, John Thompson, Mayor of Coolidge, Arizona, do hereby proclaim November 30th, 2024 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday, celebrating the 15th year in 2024, and shop small throughout the year. So get out there and spend some money on our small businesses in Coolidge. Moving to item 4, a monthly report by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Lynn?
And good evening, Mayor, and Vice Mayor, and Council, and I echo that for our local business. They really make a difference in our community. Reinvestments for September is Absolute, Air Repair, Inc., Sue and Phil Bacon, Cabot, Coolidge Cotton Patchers, Cooper's Barbecue Company, Country K9 Grooming, Ho-Ho-Cam RV and Mobile Village, Hospice Compass, MH Notary Services, Premier Portable Buildings, PSV CDL Trucking, State Representative Keith Seaman, and Walton Orthodontics. Visitors for our visitor account for September where it's 210 for local, 5 in-state, 4 out-of-state. We did 2,134 referrals. Year-to-date on visitors is 2,641. Casa Grande was 4,065, and year-to-date they're at 80,828. The Gem and Mineral Museum is 118. Year-to-date is 1,120. DAV Museum, 32 with 306 year-to-date. Some of the things that's been happening is we had that resource fair. We had a lot of resources here in Coolidge. It was well attended. The Kiwanis pancake dinner was well done in the San Carlos Park. Mayor, I don't know how you kept up with everything on in October and November, but American Legion ribbon cutting. You guys were celebrating that great job you guys did on your new banquet hall. Veterans Day Parade. And I have to tell you, people don't realize how much even on these little events that Parks and Recs helps us to make those. Had a great meeting with the CEDC, and EPS Flatland Energy had a construction kickoff where we got to learn more about them. And the one thing I wanted to bring to your attention was Pinal Gila Council for Senior Citizens is now changing their name to Central Arizona Aging. Some of the events coming up is, of course, Thanksgiving on the 28th, Airport Fly-In on December 7th, Christmas in the Park on the December 13th, Wreaths Across America, December 14th, our luncheon, which is going to be at Nicola. We'll get a Nicola update. It is going to be limited, so make sure you register right away. And there'll be tours afterwards. That's on the 18th, and of course, Christmas on the 25th. Any questions?
Any questions?
No, sir.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Keep busy. Thank you, Lynn. Just call the public portion of the meeting where if you want to address the council, you have the option. Oh, there she goes. Oh, good evening, Gussie.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good to be here. I'd like to report that Saturday,
Gussie,
November, pardon.
for the record, could you give Norma your name and your address?
My name is Gussie Taylor. I live at 529 West Verde Lane, Coolidge, Arizona. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. On Saturday, November 16th, New Hope Community Church, which is located 707 South Main Street, they held their annual Community Day. 62 families registered for that event, and the average family size was 6 to 8 people, and they was registered with multiple family household with 10 or more occupants in a resident. The average income was less than $25,000 a year, and the families throughout Pinal County, wasn't just Coolidge, throughout Pinal County was serviced during that event. Secondly, on Saturday, November the 23rd, New Hope Church partnered with Hope International Ministry for the Thanksgiving dinner giveaway. And there was 405 families registered and was served for that event. That's up from last year, it was 350. So there is a need in the community, and I just appreciate everyone that donated and volunteered for that event. Third and last, on February the 20th, 2024, 12 News at 10 o'clock, they aired the Randolph story. And this story featured Gussie Taylor and Ronnie Jordan. And I was informed by Kareem Devine that the parent company, they shared the story throughout all of their 56 stations across the country. On Saturday, I received a text from Kareem, and she informed me that the Randolph story is going to air again on Christmas Day at 6 o'clock p.m. She said the Randolph story was selected by producers to be in a, quote, Best of 12 News 24 show, and it will be on TV at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day. And she's advised if you don't have cable, you can download the 12 Plus app on streaming TV. And I hope everyone can tune in to it, and I thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Guzzy. Is there anybody else? Okay, seeing nobody approach, we'll move out of call of the public and into business items for consent. Is there anybody on the council that wants any of these items pulled off for individual consideration?
Yes, Mayor Thompson, I'd like to pull item 10.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Item 5. Consider approval of reappointing Nina Arredondo, Gussie Taylor, and Gerald Smith to serve a 2-year term on the Transit Advisory Committee ending January 1st, 2027. Item 6. Consider reappointing Jim Garrett, Neil Woodbury, and Ray Murray to serve on the Industrial Development Authority Board for another 6-year term extending through January 2030. 6-year term, huh? Item 7, consider approving of entering into an agreement for purchase of equipment between the City of Coolidge and Vermac to purchase 2 automated flaggers for the Public Works Department utilizing Gila River Indian Community grant funds in the amount of $19,995.36, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Item 8, consider approval of entering into an agreement for a purchase of equipment between the City of Coolidge and Total Patcher to purchase a spray injection patcher for the Public Works Department, utilizing Tohono O'odham Indian Community grant funds in the amount of $89,450, waiving the sealed bid requirements in the best interest of the city and authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Item 9, consider approval of entering into cooperative purchasing agreement with Motorola Solutions for purchase 8 Motorola APX 8500 all-brand MP mobile radios in the amount of $83,543.68, utilizing the State of Arizona contract and utilizing Proposition 202 grant funds awarded from Gila River Indian Community. Item 11, consider approval of the claims for the month of October 2024. Okay, if there's no discussion, I'll need a motion to act.
Mayor, move to approve items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 as read.
I second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Item 10. Consider approval of authorizing a salary adjustment from $120,000 to $126,860 for the city magistrate position as outlined in paragraph C of the city magistrate agreement. Councilmember Bagnell.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Council, initially, we had gone ahead when Judge Hobson, when we hired him, and we said that we would review him and bring him up to, with the possibility of bringing him up to midpoint on the salary scale. And in the contract, it states that the midpoint would be from his current salary of $120,000 to $126,860. Well, when I went back and I looked, that is based on the salary plan for the 2024 year, not the salary plan for the 24-25. So the actual midpoint on that is actually 133,203 is what the midpoint should be. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and make the motion to approve with the salary adjustment from 120,000 to 133,203.
Second.
Is there any discussion on that?
When you say 24, you mean last year's?
Yeah. That was 23, 24. And then this is To add with that, Judge Hobson did start after the beginning of the fiscal year. That's why I feel it should be on the 24-25 salary scale.
Is there any discussion? Well, it is in the contract to move it up. We're not gonna have a problem, jumping over what it says in the contract, are we, Dennis?
No, Mr. Mayor, I think the contract clearly says he was going to get moved to the midpoint, and it talked about which is, and the contract was signed on June 24th. So that was the midpoint on June 24th, but Councilmember Bagnell's correct. The midpoint changed on July 1st of 2025, when council adopted the new salary plan. And that is right, 133,203 is the midpoint under the current salary plan.
Okay,
A good catch.
Starting January 1st, he'll go on the 133, is that correct? Or as of after this meeting?
I think council can set the date. I mean, if you want to set it as of January 1st, we can do that, or we could set it as of December 1st, if that's the next full month.
December. I think December's fine.
well, whoever makes the motion, I guess, can throw it out there. December, January,
Wait,
Doesn't-
Mr. Mayor, I thought Councilmember
he
Bagnell
did
made a
make the
motion.
motion. She seconded it,
Vice Mayor made a
and
second.
then we need to vote.
So, but it is a good point, I think, is if you vote on it tonight, it starts tonight then, if that's what we're going to do.
I'm good with that.
We said 90 days, and the 90 days was what,
30 days ago.
yeah.
That's what the contract read, we got to stick to it.
Right.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. All right, we'll move into business under regular items. Item 12, consider approval of accepting the right-of-way dedication pursuant to the dedication agreement and special warranty deed of dedication of right-of-way for Randolph Solar Park LLC as required by the adopted conditional use permit, authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary documents, subject to straightening out the legal descriptions on Exhibit A of the dedication agreement.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor, council members, this is an item for Randolph Solar Park. They've cleaned everything up, landscaping's in. I talked to Ben, he's okay with approving it. And so we've gone ahead and brought this forward to you when the attorneys were working on the right-of-way agreement. So we'll check and make sure everything's okay. I know we did have a slight, we wanted to make an amendment and add some language to the agreement. I think Councilmember Bagnell brought up a good point. I think you
Yes.
wanted to.
Yes, in the dedication agreement, under recitals, item C, it says that it's right-of-way purposes for installation of associated public roadway improvements. I would like to add to that, and public utilities and municipal purposes. This way, it's a little bit more all-encompassing, because if you just say roadway purposes, then since this is the actual agreement, even though we take title to the property, we could be limited just to roadway. That means we can't put sidewalks, sewer, anything like that in there if the party granting this to us wanted to prevent us from doing that. So by adding this language, it allows us to go ahead and expands on that a little bit more outside of just roadway purposes.
And Councilmember Bagnell, the language, public utilities and any other municipal purposes, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So is that an amendment?
We could make a motion and just include that, I believe, right, Dennis?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so if it's our pleasure, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve with those amendments to the dedication agreement.
okay, did somebody second that?
I'll
We
second.
can vote.
Second.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item 13, resolution number 24-29. Resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, Pinal County, Arizona, declaring and adopting the results of the general election held on November 5th, 2024.
Yes, good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Before you tonight for consideration is the resolution that canvasses the results of the general election that was held on November 5th, 2024. With that being said, per the county, this is what was provided. Total ballots cast on that day was 5,886. Total rejected was 38, which resulted in 2,879 yes votes and 2,356 no votes. So therefore, the Coolidge 2035 general plan passed. So we're asking council to approve the resolution so we can adopt the results. You can answer any questions you may have.
There's no further discussion. I make a motion, we approve resolution number 24-29.
Second.
Okay, all right. Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
Councilmember Murrieta? Yeah. Councilmember Daniels?
Yes.
Councilmember Bagno?
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Report from the mayor and/or council and the city manager. Start down here with Councilmember Bagnell.
Okay, good evening. Tonight, we say goodbye to two of our council members, and we welcome two more. I want to say to Councilmember Daniels, it's been enjoyable. I didn't know Councilmember Daniels before I got on the council here, and I've gotten to know him a lot better now. He's a very bright, thoughtful person, and he's wanted to take a break because he's going to go back and get his master's degree. So I keep telling him that once that master's degree is complete, that there's probably going to be a space up here on the council for him again. And if not on council, maybe over there when Mr. Lopez decides to retire, there'll be room over there for him. But thank you, Eric. I've enjoyed working with you on council. We also say goodbye to Vice Mayor Jackie Henry. You know, I grew up with four older brothers, and the minute I decided to run for council, Vice Mayor Henry showed up at my house, and she basically told me what was going to be expected of me if I got on council. And I know what it's like to have an older sister now, because she was very upfront with me about what's expected from me and what she expected from me. So I want to thank Jackie for that and for all of her years, not just on council, but as an employee. So thank you both, and I wish you both the best.
Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Jackie, and been long, but 10 years, I guess, 12 years?
12 and a half.
12 and a half years. And it's been a pleasure working with you, Jackie, it really has. And Eric, you amazed me. I mean, when you ran, I didn't know what a kid was doing running. He probably didn't know how to balance a checkbook and never bought a car before in his life. And you really have, you amazed me. You did a great job, and I appreciate it. Been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, Steve. Me? I think I'll save my speech for the end, but I just want to thank you guys for the comments, or for our special session. I'll save my little speech and spiel. It's been a pleasure. Last meeting, I feel like it flew by. I came on this council when I was 19 years old, and I'm leaving when I'm almost 56 years old, it feels like. But no, that's all I have. Thank you, guys.
We're saying our goodbyes. I thought we had another meeting for that one, but Eric, I've been a fan of you from day one. I was so proud of you when you decided to run, and I'll always be one of your number one fans. Pushing for you. Don't stop. I agree with what he said. You can be something
bigger for our city. And Jackie, oh, I don't know what I would do without you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. So one of the new ones is gonna have to pick that slack up. So I do appreciate everything that you've done, echoing Tom as an employee and as a council member. So enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. And I'll wait till the next one.
Okay. Gilbert, you got anything, Gilbert?
Mayor, yeah, I also want to echo that. Thank you for all the service and everything for both the Vice and Councilmember Daniels. And just quickly, I've got I attended the APS project open house on November 19th and 20th. They were talking about bringing power down to iPads, so I went to that event. Good discussion. It was done on Tuesday and Wednesday night last week. Just went to a couple other events, and then Christmas lights, if you noticed, are all up. And so we've got them up on the Boulevard, Main Street, and Coolidge Avenue. So we made sure we got them up earlier. And so if anything's missing, we'll fix that. That's all I have.
That's it? Yeah, I'll reserve my comments for the next meeting. So I guess we need a motion to get out of this.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned out of this one.